I was in the Navy. I was first in the amphibious force, and the first afternoon I got hit in the right cheek of my butt. And it wasn't serious, it was all just flesh wounds, but it got infected. And then they sent me to the hospital, and the casualties were coming in, so they sent me on back to San Diego Hospital. And after I got out, I got assigned to that LCS 79, and our job was to keep the Japs from coming over from the unoccupied islands. And then we went down to the island of Ulithi. That was like a staging place to invade the Philippines. We'd go out mostly on dark nights, and we had real good radar, and we'd set up about 15 miles apart. And then they moved us to the Philippines on a little island called Kosovo. The Japs said they had enough on August 15th, but we stayed there till early September till they signed the peace treaty, and then we headed home. I get a letter from Dad in the last of February, and he says, this war's been over now for about 5 months. When are you coming home? And so I come home May 15th, and when I got discharged, I shipped my stuff and took a traveling bag and hitchhiked home. And I had a very interesting trip. I took pretty near 3 weeks coming home. When I got to Cheyenne, they were having a home week and a rodeo. So I just stayed for a couple days. And when we got to Iowa, we stopped in a little town named Marengo, and they were having a Saturday night dance. So I get cleaned up and go to the dance. And I met this gal, and I was asked, "I walk you home?" And she started to laugh, and she says, "I live 9 miles out in the country." So she introduced me to her dad, and he invited me out after church. He said, "We'll pick you up to Sunday dinner." And I went out, and he took me for about a 20-mile ride around the country, and beautiful farms out there. The next day, I got a ride with a guy with a big load of hogs he was taking to the meat packers in Chicago. And then instead of hitchhiking the next morning, I thought, in 8 hours, I'll be in Pittsburgh. So I went to the train station and bought a ticket and got home. I was walking up Ross Street Hill, and a car stopped ahead of me, and when I got there, he says, "Come on, Brady, I know where you're going, I'll take you home." And he took me out home. The popular song was "When the Lights Come On Again All Over the World."